Rev up your engines!
Well, now the FBI is launching a Tesla threat task force, saying it's domestic terrorism, throwing Molotov cocktails at Tesla dealerships and damaging people's cars and stuff. And I mean, it is a type of domestic terrorism, you know. They're deciding, oh, well, we don't like Elon, so, hey, we're going to destroy his places, right? Well, of course, it's illegal. People aren't supposed to be doing this kind of things, destroying things that are a protest. Now, the announcement of this task force came only hours after multiple incendiary devices were found at a Tesla showroom in Austin, Texas, which, of course, is the headquarters of Tesla. He moved it from California to Texas, so he didn't have to pay all that California tax. Now, so far, there have been 80 reported cases of vandalism or arson at Tesla vehicles in the United States and Canada, in addition to peaceful protests at Tesla. They didn't say they're going to do anything to the peaceful protest people, lock them up. They're just saying, hey, they don't like it, right? Now, this task force is operating in conjunction with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, because, of course, it involves explosives. And I guess it all comes down to, it's not that the people don't like the Teslas, it's that they don't like what Elon Musk is doing and what they think that he's standing for. So, I mean, yeah, you can't go around doing things like that. Can't let arson go wild. People that are doing that should be caught, thrown in jail. Then they learn a lesson that you can't protest that way. Kind of interesting to set up the task force only hours after this happened. Hey, justice works fast when you have a lot of money like Elon, I guess, right? Now, here's why I'm telling you that Tesla is a messed up company. Just look at it financially. Tesla's all-time net income, the money that they've made since they started, their net income, is still below Elon Musk's $55 billion compensation package. That, you know, the court said he can't get it, so he's still fighting. As it stands now, their all-time net income is $36.1 billion. But his compensation package is $55 billion. If you look at Ford Motor Company, and if you counted the billions they made over the ages versus what Farley gets, it's peanut money what he gets compared to all the money that they made. Sure, he's overpaid. He gets a lot of money. The company is screwing up, having all kinds of problems, right? I would definitely tell the people to get rid of him. But it's not like he's getting paid more money than the company's made throughout its history. So, yeah, something's really amiss here. And of course, some of the income, a lot of the income that Tesla gets is this carbon credit baloney that they make all these electric cars. Oh, they're saving the planet. So the people that make dirty cars can buy carbon credits from Elon's Tesla so that they can continue to make cars that burn on gasoline. It's an absurd idea. And if you ever do any studying of carbon credit worldwide, the whole thing is a joke. Just to let people that still pollute, just pay somebody money. What does that do to the planet? Nothing. They're just paying these other people money. It's really not, you know, who decides? Let's see, this is worth this much credit. It's a line of baloney, right? Well, the fact that old Elon's making all this money versus what his company has made, and a lot of it was just carbon credit, things like that. A lot of the money that Tesla makes was buying cryptocurrency because Elon had Tesla buy all that Bitcoin, and Bitcoin went bananas, so the profit of Tesla went up because they own a bunch of it. Not much of it has to do with actually selling battery electric cars. So do a little research and you'll find out that the company is just bizarre. Well, Hyundai is planning a new $20 billion investment in the United States, including a new U.S. steel plant in Louisiana. It looks like the Koreans are doing what Toyota Honda did decades ago. Make stuff in the United States. Toyota's been making stuff for decades. Honda's been making stuff for decades. A huge thing in Ohio. Toyota's got plants all over the United States. Hey, it only makes sense. It's a smart business move, right? You're selling things in another country. If the factories are there, no one's going to whine about it. It's going to give jobs. Finally, somebody's using common sense here. Hey, just build the factories over here. Cars are built here. People have jobs. Nobody's whining about it. Right? And basically, if you really look at it, the United States needs steel plants. The steel plants left. I grew up outside of Buffalo, and those Lackawanna steel plants have been gone for ages, and the poor workers got screwed over. They had pensions, but then administration allowed them to invest the pension money into the company. The company went bankrupt. All those people lost their pensions. Hey, bring this stuff back to the United States. I'll say I'm not a fan of their cars. Maybe they'll make them better over here. I don't know. We'll find out as time goes on. Now, of course, this is the usual promised to do $20 billion. Will it actually happen? We'll see as time goes on. Are they just playing games for 4 years of Trump in and then do something else? No one really knows, but at least it's a good step forward. Well, Hyundai and Kia top an auto list that they really don't want to be on. Normally you want to be on the top of the auto list, right? Well, guess what? This is the most stolen vehicles in the United States. People are still stealing the Hyundais and Kia. Yeah, they had those years that they didn't make them with the immobilizer keys, so people could just go in and hotwire them and drive away. The kids are doing all that stuff. And of course, those people being what they are, ignorant young people, guess what? They don't realize that a lot of them have been retrofitted so you can't steal them, or that particular year actually has an alarm system in them, right? So what's happening is they're still getting their windows broken, their steering wheels broken, because the stupid kids think, oh yeah, look, it's the Kia Challenge, I can do it, I can steal them. Even if you retrofit it, people are going to think, the kids especially, who aren't that bright to begin with, they're still thinking they can steal them. So you end up, if you own one of these cars, the window's broken, the steering wheel's broken, they don't steal the car, but you're left with the mess to clean up. So my advice is have little stickers made for your windows, especially the driver's side, that say this Kia now has an alarm system and a immobilizer. Whether you have one or not, you can make signs really cheaply now. The little ones you can stick on the inside of the car where they can see it. Because if they see that, I'm assuming that they're at least smart enough to read, right? That they'd read it and say, oh, the alarm's going to go off, I'm going to get caught, so I won't steal this Kia or Hyundai, right? But if you get the really dumb ones who can't read, that won't help either, right? Maybe do like I did, get a little flashing LED in the car, and when they see that flashing, they'll figure there's an alarm system, and they'll go away. Whether you have the alarm system or not, they'll see the flashing red light. I did that for years in Houston, decades ago, when my cars are so old, they didn't have burglar alarm systems. My cars are new enough now that at least they have burglar alarm systems on them. My old Celica, no, it doesn't. It's got the red light that I put on, but the '07 Matrix and the '02 Lexus, they came with burglar alarm systems, so it works perfectly fine. But even if you don't have one, I'd advise with the Kia or Hyundai, put a little sign on the inside of the window so they see this is equipped with a burglar alarm, blah, blah, and guess what? They won't either try to steal your car or break the window. Now, here's some interesting news. Toyota's $14 billion North Carolina battery plant will begin shipping out batteries. Toyota is going to supply batteries for the 400,000 Honda hybrids built in the U.S. that year. Interesting. Toyota's making hybrid batteries for Honda, for hybrids. See, now, Toyota isn't a stupid company, and their big battery company isn't making batteries for electric vehicles, battery electric vehicles. They're making them for hybrid vehicles, which are much more accepted by people. Just regular hybrids, not even plug-in hybrids. There's a big difference between a plug-in hybrid and a regular hybrid. Regular hybrid, you just drive it, You don't have to charge anything up. It does itself, goes along. The Toyota Prius was the first big mass-produced, accepted one. Honda made them a little bit before, but there's your massive failures. The plug-in hybrid, you need a bigger battery, more like a battery electric car, because they might go 55 miles on battery alone. Right? You get a regular hybrid, you're lucky if you can go 2 miles on a battery itself. It's not made for that. It's a boost system, right? So, Toyota wasn't stupid. They didn't make a big factory to make electric batteries for electric battery cars. They're making them for hybrid cars, which are smaller batteries. The regular hybrids have a much smaller battery, even than the plug-in hybrids, which are smaller than the full electric ones. Toyota's gone to the smallest batteries for hybrid cars, and they're even selling them to Honda. Now, that is a smart move. Don't put your money in all battery electric cars, which it sure seems to me that they're fading, The media keeps trying to push them because they're still, it's either 10 or 20 years the media is behind what's actually going on. If you see music and advertising and stuff, usually they're washed up bums from years ago because they're living in the past. It's not generally the modern stuff. And a lot of these corporations, they're backdated too. They're still dead from the neck up, and they're thinking 10 or 20 years ago. They're not thinking presently. Well, it looks like Toyota's thinking presently a lot better than the other ones are. They're making them in the United States, and they're even selling them to Honda for the hybrids. Not battery electric cars, but hybrid cars. Well, here's news that doesn't surprise me. Toyota's ultra long-range EV batteries are hitting a big speed bump. They were supposed to start building the factory, and Toyota said, like 2007, we should have these out. They haven't even started building the factory. They were supposed to start building it, but they're holding things back. They're going to have a totally new EV battery setup with over 620 miles of range that they said that particular one was going to be ready in 2008, but they're not even starting to build the factory now. The first batteries they're going to make in that factory that were supposed to be out in 2007 were 500 range with 10 to 80% charging in 20 minutes. If you could charge it from 10% to 80 in 20 minutes, that means your most fill-ups are 20 minutes long. If you don't know that much about electric battery cars, they generally tell you don't charge it over 80%, don't run it under 10%, right? So this is why I laugh about electric battery cars, why they're not ready for prime time. They'll tell you it has a range of blah, 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 right? But that's 100% range. You never use 100% range. You usually use 10 to 80 at tops. It's only 70%. So whatever range they're giving you, you'd have to immediately knock 30% off that range because you're going to be going between 10 and 80%. But the fact that Toyota is not even starting this factory shows that, hey, they're pretty much saying, electric battery cars, well, you know, we were saying 07, but it's probably going to be even longer in the future. Same thing with them saying solid state batteries, right? They're still probably a really long way away that they're actually going to make them, that they're going to be available for us, the normal people, the middle class people, where you can buy a decent priced car with a battery that's going to last a long time. I know there's companies out there now saying that, well, very soon we're going to have these long-range, no liquid electrolyte, solid-state batteries in luxury cars. They claim in a few months they're going to have some out. Who knows if it's going to happen or not? If they're going to last, who knows, right? But they're going to be super expensive cars. So Toyota's not really in a business of making super expensive cars, and they're probably saying, let's hold it back, see what happens. Kind of interesting that they haven't even started building a factory. You know, maybe they're waiting for Donald Trump to serve his 4 years and then start building the factory. I don't know. Now, here's something I just gotta laugh at. Coca-Cola is now unveiling in Japan a hydrogen-powered vending machine for Coke that doesn't need a power outlet. It runs on hydrogen. It's a regular-looking Coke machine, but on the side there's a part that says H2, and you put hydrogen canisters in it. So I guess you can have a Coke machine in the middle of a desert or on the top of a mountain where there's no electrical power, right? Now, making all this technology so people can drink Coca-Cola, which everyone knows is totally bad for you. And now drinking all that sugar is not a good idea, and all the chemicals that they throw in them. Look at the ingredients to make your head spin, all the chemicals that they have and dyes and all that stuff, right? So we're taking space-age technology. The hydrogen fuel cells can make electricity to run the Coke machine anywhere on the planet, except you have to keep refilling the hydrogen canisters. And of course, Coca-Cola is not telling us how long the canisters last. So they did it because they could, right? Hilariously enough, they're unveiling it in Japan. So the Japanese are into tech stuff, so maybe it'll be real popular there. Who knows? So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.